Face front, true believers. Blue Dragon 5 here, hosting a marvelous and multiversal year-ending installment of Spider-Man Debates in honor of Spider-Man No Way Home's success. Tonight's tangled web of topics include the following: Best underrated Rami supporting character, Best quality from the amazing Spider-Man franchise, besides the obvious, and pitch for the next MCU Spider-Man film. All right, folks, time to board the scoop and or the spider buggies you may have access to and grab some web shooters.
Fuck the spider buggies.
As we grab the grab your web shooters as we thwip to the arena. In this corner, he's face down Russians and mechanized rhino suits. Ladies are always falling for him. Makes his own web. And also a very good lawyer. It's the amazing Rohith Dhar.
I'm a really good lawyer.
And in the opposing corner, he's something of a scientist himself. Brilliant, but lazy, one might say. Hates the word no, but loves a good donut. Not the human spider, but the spectacular John Kelling.
You tried to fix me. Now I'm gonna fix you.
And joining me from the Spider-Verse on the panel, it's Tiki and Jacob Weil.
Dragon, I'm not going to judge for you until you fix this damn door.
It's going to be a long show, folks.
It's webbing time?
Yep.
We also have Ellie B and Romello Malone in the comments. Happy to have you all on board. It's going to be a fun show.
All right, so before I ask how everyone's doing tonight, and we welcome the folks, and I give a little refresher, I'm going to warn everyone up front. Spoilers for No Way Home may happen. Strong possibility they're going to happen, given that there's
happen.
Yeah, they will happen. So so spoilers will happen. So you've been warned, folks. If you haven't gotten out to see it, I mean, take your chances.
Yeah, not just
One of the question is predicated on you knowing what happened in No Way Home.
So yeah, they're definitely there's definitely going to be spoilers. Yeah,
and then they may or may not be safe for all the other questions. Honestly,
I mean, yeah,
no.
For maybe the 2 or 3 people that haven't seen it out there, be warned.
Okay, you've been warned. All right, so guys, how are we doing tonight?
Very enthusiastic response.
I was about to say something before you interrupted me.
Yeah, he does that a lot.
But I'm doing good. I recently just had a good time with my family for Christmas and everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
Right now I'm just...
Oh, family. That's nice. What's that like?
What?
What's family like, Jacob?
No, family is good.
There you go. All right.
Well, in my regard, I've been in the Spider-Man mood. I've played Miles Morales, not finished with the game as yet, over the Christmas weekend. So I'm very Spider-Man in. You know, my Spidey sense is tingling. I'm ready to go.
Good choice.
Me personally, I've had a wonderful time waiting for this debate. I got so excited, I rewatched the entirety of Spectacular Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Nice.
I rewatched No Way Home today.
That's always just a joy.
Oh, that's nice, Dragon. Awesome.
Yeah.
I rewatched scenes featuring the characters that we'll be debating for, just to be on point.
Research. I dig it.
I rewatched Licorice Pizza just to make sure I was actually disappointed with it. And it's a really good movie, but yeah, I am.
Okay, right. The only pizza we want to talk about is pizza that's delivered by a Spider-Man. Got it? Leave that licorice pizza on the front lawn.
I'm eating pizza right now. I'm eating pizza right now.
That pizza better be late.
Licorice pizza, Jacob.
Pizza better be free.
No. I'm eating pan pizza.
All right.
Mr. Aziz does not approve.
Go!
Parker, what is this licorice pizza, Parker?
I apologize.
It is literally just a vinyl album.
There was a disturbance.
I apologize for that.
Disturbance, always disturbance with you.
Okay, anyway, let me give a little refresher on the rules for those who may be joining us, as well as our players. Okay, so pay attention, guys. This is important. I'm gonna keep it nice and simple, like. All right, we got 3 main rounds, in which you're gonna reveal what you picked. You're gonna give an opening statement in which you fit in all the good stuff and plead your case, and then you fight it out. All right, so then our other co-judge here, little R2D2. Because the Book of Boba Fett's around the corner, let's be honest.
Oh, I'm excited.
R2 is the bell. When he speaks, it's time for the panel to deliberate. Whoever gets the most votes will get the point for said round. And at the end of 3 rounds, we go to the optional feature of our little game, the Ditcoin.
Ooh.
Bitcoin.
The Ditcoin!
I love it. I love it.
You're welcome.
It's a very special coin named after one of the greats, the all-time greats, a man who's given visage to not only a web slinger but a magic slinger with a sling ring. And look at how handsy he is.
You know what I love about this is it totally sounds like it could be cryptocurrency.
Right.
The funny thing is, when I thought of it, when I thought of the name, the connectivity to Bitcoin did not cross my mind.
But on it totally. All right. Anyways, I'm sorry. Drake,
Okay,
go
of
ahead.
course, with the Ditcoin, if it lands heads, you get a point. If it lands tails, not so lucky, you lose a point.
Oh no, we're mixing franchises now. More than usual.
So, I should mention this too. Hidden in one round, of like at least either the first 2 speed round questions or any of the 3 main round questions, hidden in one of these rounds, gentlemen, is the other coin, a bonus coin, if you will, the Stan Lee silver dollar.
You usually have a lot of silver dollars.
He did, man, wonderful.
Yeah,
So
we do.
Yes, like one could say a whole scene's worth of silver dollars, but that's neither here nor there. So, point being, the Stanley silver dollar, which basically will be offered to the winner of the round it is discovered. It's only the winner will be able to give the option. Hey, you want to flip it? Yay or nay? Same thing. Heads get a point, tails not so lucky. You get it. Now, I will warn you, gentlemen. There is a penalty phrase in our little game. So here's how this works. Okay, this phrase, it could be a name, could be a phrase, as in not just one singular word, or it could just be a singular word itself. Heck, could be more than one sprinkled throughout our little game.
God.
Could switch per round. You don't know. You can't trust me.
Would I be a rod?
Well, you're right about that.
One could say yes.
Like, well, we don't reveal what it is.
Right.
Until it's been. The key is, I'm the one looking out for this word. After everything's been deliberated and points have been assigned, I will reveal that whoever said the word, the phrase, or phrases, and then Dragon will deal out the penalty.
Basically, we'll check in with Jacob like he's the weatherman at the end of each round. Like, Jacob, do we have any forecast of penalties that are about to storm on down? Like, no, negatory. Or maybe something's found. Who knows?
I'm just gonna say I have your rod a lot.
Well, we'll see how that treats you. He could be the phrase. Once we begin the rounds, that's when we're gonna be on the lookout for that sort of thing. So we'll see.
He can't be the phrase. As we're all aware, he was the first person to realize the power of comic book movies.
Thank you, Avi and Rob, for making this multiversal adventure possible, as the credits say.
Yeah.
All right. Again, I won't tell you what the penalties are until they possibly get evoked or not. So we'll see how that goes. So be on your toes.
And I'll be on my ears.
All right. Good. All right. Okay.
That sounded better in my head.
Yes, it did. Okay. So, after the main round, we enter the speed round, and I'll tell you fine folks in the comments. Again, you can throw them in now if you'd like, but mainly when we get to the speed round, ideally, you throw us some live questions, and we'll be inclined to use a few of them. Use some good ones. And you get the call who wins those speed rounds. If you submit a question, also comments. We will be sharing comments, so get lively. Help us with some leanings. You might help us make a choice. You can help us, man. All right. Okay, anyway, so again, we have some surprises in the speed round that'll drive your spider senses collectively crazy. And again, the end goal here, first to 5 points, wins the whole game. Gentlemen, do you understand these rules as I have explained them to you both here this fine, webtastic evening?
No, can you do it again?
Okay. All right, so there's 3 main round questions. Okay, do I have to go over it again? Because I will if you need me to.
He
No,
will.
that was in jest.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, I need verbal confirmation.
Surely you jested.
Yo, Rohit, wake up. What do you got?
No, I just didn't. So I fully understand the rules and I'm ready to proceed.
Excellent. Verbal confirmation. Just how I like it. All right.
I'm
Verbal-
going to need verbal confirmation.
We're kind of all approved. All right, go
All
to the
right.
randomizer.
Okay.
Rohit goes first.
Through there.
All right, Rohit's going to be going first through the main round.
All right,
old
Dragon.
Johnny boy. Yes.
Dragon, soothe my OCD. Are we going to need the randomizer anymore?
No, Tiki, we're not going to need
Yay!
the randomizer anymore.
One less tab to clutter up my window. Okay.
All right.
All right.
You can put this in multiple windows.
No, I'm not going to do that, Jacob, because then I'd have to keep screen sharing every time we wanted to switch a tab.
We don't
know.
have the magic suit lady, Jacob. We don't want to chance anything.
Okay, I'll just offer a solution.
It's not a very good solution, Jacob. No offense.
Don't critique
It's
him
more
trying
work.
to help. He's trying to, everyone
I
gets
know.
one, Tiki.
But I'm
Come
just
on.
saying that would be more work.
Anyway, round
I
numero.
appreciate it, though, Jacob. I appreciate the thought. All right.
All right, round numero uno. So, this being tailored to the Sam Raimi films, each round kind of being themed to a certain Spider-Man. Tailored to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films and the fact that even these days in the movie, Spider-Man, he's got a great supporting cast. Brings about the question, who is the best underrated supporting character from the Raimi films? And by underrated, we mean not just the great supporting character like a J. Jonah Jameson or an Uncle Ben or what have you. Okay, not those guys. Not a name player. We're looking.
Rosemary Harris is still the best Aunt May. Sorry, not sorry.
Play her too. She would be excluded as well. You can't go for like a face card essentially here.
And you're wrong, but moving on.
All right. Anywho, so with that in mind, let's see what our competitors have picked here. Rohit, what did you go with?
Well, my pick is Hoffman, and I'm for the best underrated supporting character from the Raimi films.
Okay, John,
Yes.
what is your pick?
My pick is Robert Robinson. He is the what the hell is his position?
I think he's the assistant editor.
He's the
Assistant editor in chief of the Daily Bugle.
yeah.
Yeah. He is my choice, and he is the right choice.
Okay. All right. Opening statement.
Both
Rohit.
Daily Bugle employees.
Yes. One can fire the other.
So, you ready?
Yeah, ready for you, Rohit. Go on. Yeah.
So one of the elements and qualities that really make the Raimi films stand out among the three main Spider-Man franchises is humor, it's quips, just the level of comedy that comes into play, and that's the most especially prevalent in the character Hoffman, played so ever perfectly by Ted Raimi. I think what makes this character really stand out in the films is especially his interactions with J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson is an iconic character. He's funny. He just stands out. And what is most especially important for Hoffman is his interactions with J. Jonah Jameson. It elevates the comedy, elevates him to even greater level. Certain scenes that stand out is the scene where it's like, hey, J. Jonah Jameson, we have a problem page 7. Oh, we go over to page 1. Well, Spider-Man, front page. And it's like, well, we're on page 7. It's like, well, 50%. No, 10%. And then Hoffman's in Spider-Man 2, or later on Spider-Man, it's like, oh, how about I like Greeny Meanie? It's like, get out. Or when Hoffman suggests names for Dr. Otto Octavius, he says Dr. Octopus. Science Squid. Doctor Strange. Good. It's already taken. And then J. Jonah says, go with Doc Ock. And Hoffman's response is, I like that. And it's like, you're a genius. And then J. Jonah Jameson's response is, what, you want to raise? And then Spider-Man 3, the Daily Bugle. It's hip, it's now, and it's wow. And just the overall like banter and back and forth, the kind of humor that's especially prevalent between those two characters is the kind of humor you would see in, say, a Marx Brothers movie, or just those old-timey like Abbott and Costello films. Sort of the verbal back and forth, the rat-a-tat dialogue really helps to show how essential that character is, and just making J. Jonah Jameson even more funnier of a character, even more dynamic, more theatrical. And especially the best moment for Hoffman is this J. Jonah Jameson. It's like, you want to be a reporter, full-time reporter? You want to be a reporter? Does anyone care what I want? And Hoffman comes in, I do. And J. Jonah Jameson is, get out. And just that back and forth dynamic really makes Ted Raimi's Hoffman the most underrated supporting character of the Raimi films.
Okay, John, dazzle me with Robbie.
Well, let me dazzle you with Robbie. First of all, Robbie is one of the most loyal and truthful characters in the Raimi series. Right from the get-go, he is constantly fighting with Jonah about Spider-Man's status as a hero, not a menace. He's always been supportive of Peter. Make sure that he always tries to have Peter's back. Like in Spider-Man 3, he pointed out that Peter had been with them for years when Eddie Brock wanted the staff job. But he was still fair because he even admitted Brock's pictures were technically better. So it wasn't just coddling Peter. Robbie has always been supportive of Spider-Man. In Spider-Man 2, when it seems that Spider-Man had given up, he seemed the most heartbroken about it. Robbie might even have known Peter was Spider-Man. He gave him that little knowing look, how Spider-Man was at the scene with Dr. Octopus. But the accident happened. Does he know? Maybe. Maybe he just assumes there's a very close connection between Peter and Spider-Man. Either way, Robbie has always been underrated in these movies. Hoffman, everybody loves Hoffman. It's funny. Robbie, I feel like he doesn't get enough of a spotlight, and it's unfair because this man is a good man, and it's shown throughout all of these movies.
Okay, let's fight it out.
So the thing is, my issue with Robbie Robertson as your pick is that he's just there. Like, yes, he's like, oh, he's always with Peter's back and always challenges Jonah just slightly, in terms of his characterization of Spidey as a menace. But that's just sort of it. It doesn't really leave a lasting impression. Whereas with Hoffman, just his performance Ted Raimi's performance help elevate really the scenes that he's with in J. Jonah Jameson. It reflects the dynamic of J. Jonah Jameson being this like irate comedic boss, and just further develops sort of the sitcom nature of the Daily Bugle, which is especially an element that was prevalent in the Stan Lee era of Spider-Man. And, for further iterations moving forward. Robbie Robertson, I think, is like, you cite this sort of moral center to him, but I don't think he really has much of a presence in terms of really making a stand and, challenging Jonah in a way that really leaves a lasting impression of fans. Like, he doesn't have a monologue like Aunt May does in Spider-Man 2 that, like, is an expression of his morals, of his sense of, purpose, what's right and wrong. And so he's just the guy that's like, oh, Jonah, give Spidey a break. And that's just pretty much it. Whereas with Hoffman, he's this hapless, people pleaser. He's basically Clark Kent, if just as an entire person. And him and J. Jonah Jameson just are peanut butter and chocolate, and you really have more fun when he's on the screen.
Okay. Is Robbie Robertson prevalent to the plot of the movie or any of the movies? No. I'd argue neither really is often. If you take both of them out, they leave certain vacuums. One, Hoffman, he leaves a comedic vacuum. That can be replaced by anyone. Robbie is his own character. Robbie is his own man. You say that not really important that he supports Spider-Man. I think it's important. It's important to know that Peter knows that at least there's somebody in the Bugle that knows that he's a hero, or at least sees him as one. It probably helps Peter strive to be better, even in the darkest of times. He gave up being Spider-Man. Robbie was the one that was most affected in the Bugle, besides Jonah, but Jonah's an ass. I don't know. I feel like Robbie's underrated. I would argue a lot of people like Hoffman. So I don't know how underrated he can be when people like him. Robbie goes under the radar a lot.
See,
and he's a good character.
See, he's under the radar, but I just don't think there's any qualities that are. The thing is, when people talk about like great supporting characters in the Rami films, it's always like J.K. Simmons and Mr. Dickovich and all that. Hoffman is just, has, if you just objectively look at his performance and his interaction with J. Jonah Jameson, it's really comedic gold. And if you take Hoffman out, you were to say yourself, you're losing the comedic value. And the thing is, like Robbie Robertson, I think if he had more space to be a little bit more dramatic, more forceful, and have really strong scenes with J. Jonah Jameson or Peter, then I would give a little bit more credence to him being a really good, underrated supporting character. But with that, he's just there to just give sort of these pat lines of, give a break to Spidey or Peter. And if he was taking out the movie, maybe Betty Brant or some other character could do it. Hoffman is unique because it's really not just the character, but the actor himself, Ted Raimi, who's Sam Raimi's brother, just puts on a great, performance. The rat-a-tat, the verbal banter back and forth with J.K. Simmons is perfect. And it's very rare for any actor to really stand head to toe with J.K. Simmons in terms of the comedic, verbal dialogue. And I think that really puts Hoffman over the top in my view.
Well, I just want to bring up something you said. Supporting character.
Mm-hmm.
I think out of these two, Robbie Robertson fits that definition to a T. He is a supporting character. Hoffman, just comedic relief.
I think that's kind of like narrowing the definition of supporting character. Supporting characters is just people that are not in the main focus of the story. So it can be people who can provide dramatic gravitas, people who provide comedic relief. I mean, like J. Jonah Jameson is like a character of comedic relief, but he's still an important supporting character, just not just the Spider-Man films, but Spider-Man comics. So I don't think him being mainly a comedic, energy lessons should take away from him being considered a supporting character. He supports the comedic element of these films, and I think his interactions with J. Jonah Jameson elevate the Daily Bugle scenes and just elevate sort of the laughs, the humor, which really makes Rami Films stand out in that positive light, in my view.
But he doesn't support Peter or Spider-Man story-wise. Robbie does that in that regard.
But that's not. Now you're just narrowing the definition of supporting character. Actively helps out the character, through their actions or words. It's just a character that supports the narrative. That's what a supporting character is. And with Hoffman, he supports the narrative by providing the moments of levity and oftentimes the more dramatic, in the Rami films being as dramatic as they are, whether it's conventionally dramatic or melodramatic, that he serves a good purpose. And so I kind of would just, push back against this sort of minimizing of Hoffman's character, because he's not like Pete's best friend or out for Pete's interest, he's still a supporting character in the overall story of the Spider-Man films, the Spider-Man narrative, as just this fun character that adds a lot of levity, adds a lot of joy that people can really get out of, not just him as a character, but just interactions with J.K. Simmons and J. Jonah Jameson. So I think that's really what makes him stand out and what makes him the best supporting character in Raimi films.
Without Hoffman, you would still have J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson for both a truly supporting character and comedic relief. Hoffman is not needed for these movies.
See, but Hoffman elevated what already get the great.
And we're done. Okay. Jacob, where are you coming down on?
Jacob?
Sorry,
Dragon
forgot.
Oh, you're
Sorry,
good.
I forgot I was muted.
It's all good.
Sorry. As I'm going to cut out cut to the chest what I was saying, I'm going to go with Hoffman.
Okay, that's a point for Rohith Dhar. All right, Tiki.
Yeah, John, you really lost me, buddy, when you started going after the whole, like, well, he's not a supporting character because he doesn't support... That's not what supporting means, to paraphrase
I know what it means, but this is a debate. I'm going to use any other tactic I can use.
All right. Fair enough. I'm definitely going to go with Rohith. John, I think you had some good points about, like, like if you took him out of the equation, it wouldn't matter as much as taking Robbie out. Like, I think you made some good points. I just think Rohith just kind of did a better job of kind of propping up his person and taking you down. So well fought battle overall, but that was kind of the moment that lost me right there. So I'll go with Rohith.
Yeah, for me, I think it's a clean sweep for Rohith. I don't mind the tactic that John took, though. I mean, with the whole like getting into the nitty gritty about.
I mind it just from a grammar Nazi point of view, honestly.
Sig Heil, Tiki, on to grammar and all that sort of stuff. But no, in all seriousness, I think the tactic was.
That's the person who misspelled Raimi.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Yeah, I did. You're right, Jacob. Fair enough. To be fair, spelling does not equal grammar.
I know. Well, it's kind of involved in there in a way,
Yeah,
but
It's not the same thing.
I know it's not the same.
Greg, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, what was my? All right. Anyway, so at the end of the day, I think Rohith had a really great opening statement. Well, honestly, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I think both your opening statements were a little clunky. You might want to tighten that up going forward. But I mean, once things got going, I think Rohith kind of like really defended his position really well. I think after Rohith stumbled, he kind of found his way with the whole like the back and forth kind of the 40s dynamic. How he kind of improves the J. Jonah Jameson character, and. I mean, that said, though, John Kelling, he had a really good point about the whole, comic relief and basically how Hoffman is kind of relief and he could have been replaced by other people in the office. Like
that was a good point.
Yeah.
So I was almost leaning towards John Kelling, but I could not defeat.
I kind of wish you played up like how Robbie's kind of like a foil to Jonah in a way.
But just parenthetically, I just want to say I do love Robbie Robertson in those movies, and I love that Spider-Man 2 moment where he looks at the mask all sorrowfully. But just my
I do really wish that Robbie would have gotten a speech moment like the hero in all of the speech, though. I think that is a good point that Rohith made that definitely felt like it was missing from his character.
Yeah, had Robbie basically, I think the thing that kind of clinched it was the whole lasting impression thing. Like the whole, he's the moral center, no doubt, but the lasting impression. Anyway, so the point being, it's a clean sweep for Rohith Dhar in round 1, but the game's not over yet, folks. All right. That's point
All right,
one.
Dragon, really quick. LEB says Mr. Dickovich is the best side character, but I guess he's too beloved. Dragon, would Dickovich have counted here?
Oh, he would have absolutely counted. Yeah.
Oh, that would have absolutely been my answer. That no question.
That's what I'm saying. Honestly, the only 3 that were off limits. It was JJ, Ben, and May.
Nice Phoenix bright icon, by the way.
Well, damn it! Then I would have gone for Ursula just for the chocolate cake alone.
Yep,
Ursula is also a good contender.
She would have been a viable pick as well, yes. Or Betty Brant, honestly.
Before I even got to Hoffman, I was thinking it's like the PR guy, Spider-Man 2, and it's just like, God, there's like fun side characters, but there's not ones that like last beyond like a movie or scene.
Could we lump all the Bruce Campbell characters together as one character?
No,
Well,
you
yeah.
would have had to pick you would have had to pick
No.
a specific one.
It's like,
Oh,
it's obviously the theater matron where he's like,
yeah,
no seating.
That is
The
the best
usher.
one. I agree.
It is.
the usher.
Yeah, the usher's like, no seating after the performances start.
Ruins the illusion.
Honestly, as someone who's been into theater, I can definitely respect that.
Okay, enough of this Campbell soup right now. Let's get back.
All right.
All right. Okay, so let me. Jacob, first of all, Jacob, tell us. Did we strike? Did we strike the word?
On the look back, it's like over on the horizon we have no.
All right, let me search for that blasted coin. I mean, just look at this mess that Doc Ock left after that little fight in the bank. Look at all this. Look at all these coins here. Look at this. God.
And the $20 bills.
Yeah. Yep. Oh! I found it. Oh my God! I found it.
Did you really though?
No, you fucking did it. I know your games.
Yeah, you're right. It's the Joe McHale coin. This is the Joe McHale coin. This is the one that he like.
You're so predictable, Dragon. It would have been funny if it was actually this. If it actually was there this time.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
You just sounded too confident in that.
No, you're absolutely right.
It's like we know your game by now, Dragon.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to round 2 here. So. I tire of people bad-mouthing the Amazing Spider-Man films and forgetting all the good stuff. So hopefully that's going to change. And in the spirit, in the spirit of that, I thought we should dig a little deeper beyond, the obvious go-tos with what everyone loves about the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. So round number 2, what is the best quality from the Amazing Spider-Man franchise? Besides the 2 leads, Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. All right, let's find out who has what.
Rohith.
My contention is that Sally Fields' performance as Aunt May is the best quality of the Amazing Spider-Man franchise outside of Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone.
Okay, John. Johnny boy.
Sorry, I was muted.
Okay, John, what was your pick?
My pick for best quality of the Amazing Spider-Man film was the score for both movies.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to turn over to Red. Oh my God! I found it on the floor. It's the coin.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, you just had to poke the bear on it, Tiki.
All right, well played, Dragon. Well played. I'll give you credit there.
Yes, we actually found the coin in round 1, which is Rohith. Rohith, do you want to flip the coin?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, was that a yes or a no?
No, I do not want to flip
Okay, we're not flipping.
Also, Rohith, can you repeat your answer just so I know the exact wording on it?
Sally Fields' performance as Aunt May.
Okay, and John, can you repeat your answer really quick? I'm sorry.
My pick is the score for both films.
The score. Okay, got it. Okay. That's why they had Stan Lee there. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I know Dragon sent me the answers, but I was too lazy to look them up. So,
all right, so we're putting the Stan Lee silver dollar behind glass for now.
because I was like, wait a minute, is John's answer really just the Stan Lee cameo?
No, it's hard to convey music in the visual form.
I know.
I could make the argument for it, but that's
I could too. Honestly, it's one of the top tier Stan Lee cameos. All right. Anyways, go ahead, guys.
All right, Rohith, what the opening statement?
Aunt May's performance, Sally Fields' performance as Aunt May, stands out as the best quality of the 2 films because she is a genuine, real mother. She's not an elderly woman like Rosemary Harris's version. She's not like a young, hot aunt as Marissa Tomei's version. She is an old but wise and persistent individual that throughout the 2 films has a great dynamic and relationship with Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker. She has a sense of care, affection, but also a deep sense of insecurity about her position as a caregiver in light of this version's Peter being obsessed with his biological parents and how that affects her as a person, as reflected in that wonderful scene between her and Peter, and her and this May calling Peter my boy. This performance, I feel like, is the most reminiscent of the Ultimate Spider-Man's version of Aunt May, where she's younger but still is a parent, still someone that has the sense of right and wrong that inspires Peter as much the same degree as Uncle Ben, and her being in the second film someone struggling to make ends meet, being a waitress, trying to become a nurse, and just this pain and anguish of feeling she's not doing enough. She is the most like Peter in that respect, and with that, as a result, all this culminates to just this wonderful human being that you can buy cares for this impetuous, this emotionally turmoiled young man, and just wants to do the best for him and make sure he's safe. And that's why I feel it's the best quality from these films.
All right, John.
I feel like the Amazing Spider-Man films, 1 and 2, have some of the most fascinating and brave scores ever put to a superhero movie. Amazing Spider-Man opens up with Peter's parents leaving him at his aunt and uncle's house, and the music is both haunting and lonely. Spider-Man's theme itself is heroically gentle and inspiring. When we get to Amazing Spider-Man 2, it is triumphant, scary. The stuff with Electro is still some of the weirdest and most awesome pieces of music I've heard in a superhero film. That stuff by itself is something to behold. A lot of these movies coming out, I feel like a lot of the scores are okay, generic. Sometimes you get a really good one. These two, I feel like they really stand out and make these movies even better than what they are. And these movies are, I feel like, underrated in general. And I feel like the scores get overlooked because of that, and they shouldn't.
Okay, let's fight it out in Times Square, and don't forget to bring the eggs.
See, John, I find it questionable for the score to be the best quality because here's the thing. The Amazing Spider-Man score is the awkward middle child between Danny Elfman's score and Michael Giacchino's score from the MCU Spider-Man films. The score, I can't think of really any particular musical note. Like, for me, I can hum the Elfman score, I can hum the Giacchino score, but I can't hum anything from the Amazing Spider-Man movies. And I just feel like that level of iconography, the level of sort of having a lasting impression, I think matters. Whereas with Sally Fields' performance, the scenes that really come to mind is her getting mad at Peter when he comes home late at night and maybe Spider-Man 1, he doesn't bring the eggs, and it's like, oh, I'll go get the eggs. It's like, no, you won't, not at this hour. And she sees her face and the level of shock and pain and fear, especially after not much time has passed with Uncle Ben, her on the phone saying, "Hey, can you get another waitress because I need to do my nursing rounds." And maybe Spider-Man 2, and her in the hospital helping out people as Electro's doing his thing at the end of the movie. Those are moments that illustrate why anime is important, and Sally Fields' performance helped elevate these movies because it's ultimately about a coming of age story of Spider-Man, and Aunt May in those movies, as played by Sally Fields, is an actual mother that I feel like I see parts of my mother in terms of her concern, in terms of her strength, and that leads to me in that last impression. And I can't think really of anything of the score and from either James Horner or even Hans Zimmer in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 that really comes to that level of transcending those films. Something that if I were to see a scene from Amazing Spider-Man, the music score comes to mind. It doesn't come to mind for me. It comes to mind for Raimi and for Watts' films, but not for Amazing Spider-Man.
I feel like if you don't like these movies, you're just spitting on the memory of James Horner. May he rest in peace.
I mean, I could appreciate these movies, and as such, I'm advocating for Sally Field's Aunt May, and I believe she's the best version of Aunt May among all the three versions. But I don't see where you're not really signing specific. You're signing sort of the beginning of Amazing Spider-Man 1, and then the heroic theme that Peter has. But you can't. But I just don't. Could you like hum the theme, because I can, because I feel like if a theme's hummable, if it's something that can evoke a picture in your mind, then that speaks to the quality, because the score not only is well played but also something that can just come up in your mind. It's such an indelible part of your psyche, and I don't feel like those Amazing Spider-Man film scores rise to that level.
I mean, if we're going about whether or not a theme is hummable, I think that says more about you than the theme. I can remember it fine.
So could you? But that's the thing. It's like, could you be able to illustrate or hum or just like what are the like? You don't really specify what instrumentation is used that makes those themes really work well, that make them stand out in comparison to the other themes. It's just about sort of the feelings you evoke. Whereas for me, I'm citing specific scenes that show what emotions Alex was portraying in her performance, and how that makes her feel unique and really a strong presence. It really, in my opinion, is the best version of it. Beyond just sort of the beginning of Amazing Spider-Man 1 when Peter's parents leave Peter behind.
I was just using those examples because I'd say the entire score is great.
See, but here's the thing. It's like the score just seems sort of, you're saying like, there's heroic triumph and all that stuff, but I feel like it's the way you're presenting the argument, I don't get a clear picture of what moments are elevated by the score or are necessary for the score to be in. Whereas I, at least in my view, I made the case that for Aunt May in these movies, to be played by Sally Fields and to have a relation that she has with Garfield, I illustrate that Andrew Garfield about Sally Fields and really defines their relationship, and thus defines Peter's journey in becoming a man, or as close to being a man in those two films.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Tiki, where are you leaning?
I mean, I think that Rohith did have a killer opening argument. I really do. But yeah, John, you kind of just rolled over and died on that one. I don't blame you. I probably would have done the same thing. Like, I've been there. Trust me, I have. But yeah, it's pretty obvious. I'm leaning this one.
Okay, what about you, Jacob?
Like I really wanted to hear more arguments from John regarding the score, because the score in there is actually pretty memorable in certain ways, like especially considering how Hans Zimmer in the second movie assembled like a super group of sorts to,
like, John, for example, like you mentioned the electro score, and like that is honestly, like, I am one of the few people that defends that weird dubstep wacky bullshit. And like, you could have cited more stuff like that. Like, it is a pretty experimental score. I just kind of feel like you just kind of failed to give any sort of, like, just saying that the whole score is good. So I don't want to point out specific examples. I don't know. That's just not going to win me a debate right there.
I'll be honest. I don't really know how to talk about music. It's just the only thing that popped into mind.
That's totally fair.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that's well. I mean, here's the thing. I really, Rohith is very ironclad in his opening on this one. And you know what? I'm gonna just it doesn't really count for anything at this point. I'm gonna go for John Kelling just because I like that he defended the brave choices of the score, and I think he came out of the gate strong on kind of laying.
It was
out,
a good opening argument. It was.
That's what I'm saying because I can respect that. I also respect John Kelling's argument of it's on you if you don't hum the theme.
Sure, yeah.
I mean,
that is a fair point. Yeah,
those are good fair points. So we just think that Rohith made more fair points.
No, I don't think you're wrong about that either. I'm just throwing it in there. So okay, all right. So that's
would you still voted for John if you voted first?
Yeah, I would have actually. I think I would.
All right, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah. So there's something to be said for what
see.
John laid
So,
out.
Romello Malone agrees with Rohith about the Ben Parker and Sally Fields as May Parker, best quality in the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
And then also MJ, what's your top 3 superhero movie series? God damn, I'm just gonna give you a top 3 right off the top of my head. You ready?
Right. What do you got?
In no particular order: Guardians of the Galaxy, The Dark Knight, and let's see, what's the third one? Probably oh geez, why am I blanking on it? I had it before and now I'm fucking blanking on it. God. Spider-Man 2, obviously. Spider-Man 2. There we go. Top 3.
Okay,
I think that's pretty cut and dry. All right.
Deadpool, Mask of the Phantasm, Winter Soldier, if you're looking for series, Batman the Animated Series, the Netflix Daredevil, and maybe Spectacular Spider-Man.
I haven't watched enough of the series to give a good opinion on those, so I'll just leave it at that.
Boy, you've seen 2 of those series, Steaky.
Well, I know, but it's not like I've seen all of the superhero content that's out there, so, anyways.
Yeah. For me,
Yeah.
it's top 3 favorite movies, superhero movies: Dark Knight, Logan, Batman Begins. For superhero series, HBO's Watchmen, The Boys, and I'm gonna go with Netflix Daredevil. Okay.
Someone in
What
trouble?
the hell? What's going on? Is that Rohith's folky way of playing off the Oscar music? All right, I'm just kidding. I'm sure that's I don't know.
I hope someone's okay.
I hope so too. Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
I'm setting fire to his home so I can win this debate.
Oh, jeez.
all right.
Okay.
All right. Anywho, okay. So that said,
I think there's a fire alarm going around my apartment
yes. Are you okay right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you better
There's no fire in my unit, but I'm guessing we're gonna. Is it alright if I just I'll be back hopefully in the next 5 or 10 minutes. So sorry for the delay. Sorry about that.
All right. Let's kind of chat with folks.
Okay.
Yeah, let's take a
MJ
recess.
did give us a solid prompt, so I guess we can just rip on that for a while.
Okay.
Jacob, your top 3?
Okay, for movies, it's honestly kind of hard for me to say. Probably for movies, probably if we go franchises, probably the Guardians when it comes to the MCU. But I'll do it based on studios as well. For the MCU, probably the Guardians movies. For Warner Brothers, probably as you get the Dark Knight trilogy. And outside of that, an unconventional one that I've seen. Maybe for Fox, I'd go with Days of Future Past.
Okay. I'll throw out some series. I haven't seen all of them by any means, but I'll throw out. Obviously Daredevil. That's probably the best live action superhero show ever.
It is.
Batman the Animated Series, obviously.
Let it go so far.
Best animated series ever, probably.
Yeah.
Based on what I've seen. And then I will also throw out Invincible. There's a couple elements of season 1 I'm not a big fan of, but I definitely think it has a lot of room to improve and grow over time.
Yeah.
The Spectacular Spider-Man was good.
Mm-hmm.
Great, actually.
Oh yeah.
If that gets a hopefully that. Gets
John, do you have anything to add to this?
Yeah, I will always say Spectacular Spider-Man on a top 3 list of superhero anything, because that thing is just an excellent depiction of long form storytelling with an enormous cast. Now, that thing has like 80 plus characters.
Well, I mean, you mean Spectacular?
Yeah.
I don't think it has 80 characters, but there's
Ooh.
bare minimum. There's 30. I know that much. There's at least 30 characters bare minimum.
I mean, with only last two
we're
seasons, I don't think there's like that many major characters.
Yeah, like it was like 26 episodes. It's
Well, I mean
26
characters.
episodes, and
Right.
like
I'm not limiting it. I'm just saying in general. I think there's like at least 30 characters.
oh no, well, like when I say characters, I mean like any comic name character like depicted in the show.
Yeah. Well, the best
Like
thing
because
about
they all reoccur throughout the series.
right.
Let me
The
see.
best thing about Spectacular to me, just in terms just as a series overall, is I love how they kind of they had such a game plan going into it. Where okay, so Norman Osborn essentially creates all the Spider-Man villains, at least for the first season, creates the majority of them through Oscorp, either intentionally or not intentionally. So the fact there's like a running, there's a link, and we see the prototypes of the villains to then the finished forms of it. So I love that.
Hey, sorry for that. My part of it was just working on the fire alarms or testing.
Oh God. Okay.
All right, thank goodness.
and-
We were
and-
afraid we were going to have to send a random citizen in there to kind of carry like a young girl and then get out of there and just like kind of fall for a second. Leave a poor soul trapped on the fourth floor. You know?
And
Oh God.
and continue the prompt of superheroes series. My Hero Academia also counts for me too.
Oh, there we
Oh man, I know. See, I kind of want to put young. Yeah, I think it's like the HBO's Watchmen, The Boys, and Young Justice.
Ooh, Watchmen is a good call. That's a good call.
Watchmen. Such
like
a good
that.
choice.
The original Teen Titans.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're
yes.
back in order. All right.
All
I'm
right.
sure
Okay.
you
So,
know their meaning
Jacob,
with
tell
this
us,
question
did
they
we
asked.
find did we find anything this round?
You want me to say it?
I would.
Then yes.
Oh God.
All right. Tell us who said it and what they said.
Rohith said Uncle Ben.
That he did.
Oh, oh
Of course, that was gonna come up.
Yep.
The other one was like, with great power there must also come great
I knew
responsibility.
that was a quote. I knew that was going to be a penalty phase, but I made sure not to avoid that. But
or any
I'd be
variation.
amazed. Like, I'd be amazed
Why did
if
you say that?
MCU Spider-Man and went a whole series without mentioning the name Uncle Ben.
And it's a good thing because everybody knows the origin story already, so it's a good thing they didn't mention Uncle Ben.
We got it. But the gag being the fact they've gone out of their way to say it, we thought we'd make it the secret word. That's the gag.
All right.
Okay, now.
Fair enough.
That's
penalty
very fun.
time. Tiki, go to the coin. Let's see Rohit sweat.
Oh dear God. All right.
Okay, Rohit, they're gonna
And
flip a
not
coin,
the
and nothing
fire.
good happens on either flip.
Nothing good happens on either flip. Oh God.
Let's see how bad it's gonna get for you, buddy.
Oh, boy.
Let's see.
Tails. So this is basically the Bowser space of the Disney debates.
Okay, so let me tell you what would have happened
Ooh.
if it landed heads.
Ooh.
Had it landed heads, your opponent would have picked your next speed round answer.
Ooh.
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 Okay, but you didn't get heads, so you got tails. Now, tails,
That would have been nice. That would have been fun.
the next time you lose a round, next time you lose a round, you are going to lose 1 point.
Oh damn. Oh man.
Oh.
I would have definitely gone with I would have definitely preferred the speed round thing over that. Oh, that's a bummer.
As in, you got to really be on your game. So if Johnny Boy gets a point, that means you're going to lose one. Just for the next one, though. Just for one.
Oh, it's just for the next one. It doesn't carry over.
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair.
All right.
Okay.
All right, John, you're on. I'm ready. I'm ready for third round.
I mean, unless Rohit ticks me off, that's how it's going to stay.
But so far Rohit is 2, so I think he's okay so far.
Yep, so far.
So John gets a point. That means it'll just be a tie game.
Exactly, which again puts kind of puts him on even footing. All right, so that brings us to round number 3. Okay, after No Way Home, let's just say we're all very excited for the next batch of Spider-Man films in the MCU. So to keep it simple, I
Which
want
honestly, they pulled off the impossible by doing that, for me at least. Honestly, like, I am impressed that I am excited about Spider-Man moving forward. But alas, here we are.
Yes, we made the Grinch's heart grow 3 sizes that day.
They did. I am basically the Tom Holland Spider-Man Grinch. I'll own that.
Yep, swinging through Rockefeller Center before other shows do bad things to Rockefeller
You don't have
Center.
pathos, Spider-Man. All right. Anyways.
Okay.
And then
Anyway,
Numero
so
happens, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess you do. All right, carry on.
okay, so I want to hear you guys lay out a pitch for the next MCU Spider-Man film. So here's what I want you to do: when you reveal your pick, I want you with that reveal, just give the one sentence summation of what you picked, and then when you do your opening statement, just lay out the pitch. Don't go on forever. Just kind of just lay out what you want to get out of the pitch, and then you'll basically argue over who has the better pitch, or like why your pitch should happen. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to say in general that your guys' opening statements have been a little wordy, so maybe I realize that it's a pitch, but maybe try and tighten it up just a little bit.
Just what needs to be said about it. Like again, you're pitching to the almighty Feige. Okay, what are you pitching them?
Maybe we could do like one of Dragon's famous drunk elevator pitches.
All right. Anyway.
All right.
All right. Okay. Okay. Rohith.
So basically, in summation, in one sentence, my pitch is that Spider-Man will be battling Matt Gargan's Scorpion in the streets and J. Jonah Jameson in the court of public opinion.
Okay. John Kelling.
My pitch for the next MCU Spider-Man film is Peter Parker tries to balance his college life, working for the Bugle, volunteering at Feast, and being Spider-Man, all the while being the prey of Kraven the Hunter.
Ooh.
All right. Okay, let's get a little in depth. Rohit, can you lay it out for me again? You're telling the man the baseball cap what's going on here.
Yes, sir.
And Avi Arad, he's in the corner.
Oh boy! All right, ready, set, go. All right. In the aftermath of No Way Home, Peter Parker was working at the Daily Bugle to make ends meet, and is dealing with Jameson slandering his name. His only solace is the friendliness and company of people like Robbie Robertson and Betty Brant. Matt Gargan, played by Michael Mando, who showed up in Spider-Man Homecoming, will be the big bad for the fourth movie. And the guest star in this movie will be Jessica Jones. Spider-Man will team up with Jessica Jones to find out how it is that Matt Gargan can find the equipment and resources to become the Scorpion, and finds the secret connection between Scorpion and J. Jonah Jameson. But there is a mystery benefactor who we revealed in post-credits scene. And so, Spider-Man fights Scorpion. There may be a scene in which Scorpion stings Spider-Man, and Spider-Man gets hallucinatory, like the level in PS4 where Spider-Man gets stung by a Scorpion. Spider-Man overcomes Scorpion and reveals to the public the connection between Scorpion and J. Jonah Jameson. J. Jonah Jameson is taken to jail, but in the aftermath of that, the Daily Bugle suffers financially and is acquired by Dexter Bennett, which leads to mass layoffs and leads to Robbie Robertson, Betty Brant, all the people that Peter was friends with, losing their jobs. And the post-credit scene is the mystery benefactor is Hammerhead, played by Michael Madsen, which will lead into the next movie being a gang war movie involving Hammerhead, Tombstone, and Mr. Negative.
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
Oh,
Well,
God.
it ain't R2D2.
Well, well, I mean,
okay, I'll tell you what. Okay, let's take a minute here. Okay, Roy, you don't have to unmute the thing right now, but just assuming you can hear me.
I can hear you. That's good.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
stop. Stop.
Oh, well, never mind then. All right, John Kelly, what do you got?
that was actually pretty well timed.
It was.
Yeah, that was great.
Well,
Oh, God.
you just had to say something, didn't you? You just had to.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Jacob. Go in the corner.
I do apologize, y'all. This is
We have a running gag at my work where it's like if anyone points out that the alley is not busy, it will inevitably become busy.
It's the cricket all over again.
Oh, God.
all right. I think we're good.
Oh, God.
Stop saying that! Stop it! God! All right.
Oh my. All right.
Okay.
Would you like to do a plug of some kind?
God.
All right. It's good for now.
I feel like your fire alarm has a sense of comedic timing.
All right.
the hot pit of my apartment building.
All right, before
Oh,
Mr.
man.
Dickovich
All right, all
burns the
right.
whole thing down, John.
All right. So,
Oh my god.
I say we open this movie with Spider-Man swinging through the city in the middle of the night at the scene of a crime. We have a montage of Spider-Man taking down armed robberies at various locations while J. Jonah Jameson is narrating the reports of Spider-Man menacing the town, seemingly in league with villains, robbing places, even though that's not true. We see a montage of Spider-Man taking on a bunch of different villains from his rogues gallery, a lot of low-tier guys. You know, you get people like Trapster, Gibbon, you know, maybe the Human Fly, Kangaroo. Like some of these guys, he'll just like montage, like beat them up, put them to jail. Some of them will escape, like the Beetle. All the while, reports of like a rising gang war is happening amongst the different mobsters throughout the city. Peter is living a very, very isolated life after the events of No Way Home. He has no friends, no loved one, no family. He is utterly alone. He's going to Empire State University. While he is, excuse me, while he is going to school, he is also volunteering at Feast. He is trying to intern for a scientist, a Miles Warren. One of his main teachers that he confides in is Kurt Connors, who's much like the Rami Films. You know, is like the always late for class, constantly missing stuff, late assignments. He's busy being Spider-Man. He has no friends, nobody to lean on. So, where am I going with this? Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling on. I had notes. I can't find them, so I'm just kind of like going off of like what I remember.
John, you're impressing the man in the baseball cap and the guy who puts his name in the credits posthumously, even though he's still alive. Okay, so that's what we're...
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so montage Spider-Man kicking ass. All right, cool. There are also reports of Spider-Man himself robbing banks. That doesn't make sense. Peter is at a location where a man in a Spider-Man costume is holding the place up and robbing them. He doesn't have a chance to go and change. He tries to chase them down. He loses them. When he comes across them again later in the story, the Spider-Man in question that is robbing takes off his mask. Chameleon. All distraction. As soon as he's about to confront the chameleon, Spider Sense goes off. Kraven, out of nowhere, who has been watching him throughout this entire time in the movie, off screen, just goes in for killing blows for the Spider. Spider-Man cannot fucking get away from this guy for some reason. Like, he is faster than what a normal guy is. This is not his typical, like, routine. He gets the hell out of there. Damn it. I cannot find my notes. Okay. Basically, I just wanted the whole thing to be like just Kraven just hunting down Spider-Man throughout the city, like catching his scent, going to places that Peter usually is, the Bugle, Feast, and before Peter realizes that he'd be coming to the university, there's a huge fight in the university. Takes Kraven out. Basically, a big lesson of Peter just learning that he has to have a social life also. I don't know. Is that R2D2 or was that the fire alarm?
No, that's Dickovich.
Okay. Yeah, basically that was my whole pitch. It's just Kraven just hunting Peter without knowing it's Peter.
Okay.
I'll turn off the fire alarm when you pay the damn rent.
That's him trying to scare rent out of people. All right. Okay, Rohith, are we good?
Yes, I'm good. All right, I'm gonna go on to after John's pitch. Here's the thing. So, comparing the two pitches, at least for my pitch, I think
Dragon, do a promo. Buy some time, please.
All right, folks.
I'm good. It's good. Zach.
Okay, all right, go. Hurry, dude.
Oh my god! Wow.
Quit saying it's good.
Is it bad?
It's bad. It's all bad. It's all bad.
Okay.
Oh god. So comments.
Let's see.
Well, we can't read that.
Okay,
before the end.
well, Ramon Malone says, my pitch for MCU Spider-Man 4 is Spider-Man fighting Scorpion, who is the main villain of the film, and the final act is Spider-Man saving J. Jonah Jameson from Scorpion at the Daily Bugle.
That's not bad.
It's kind of close. It's kind of close to Rohit's.
Oh
Don't
my
bring that up
god,
now,
dude!
Jacob. No.
Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna throw this out there, just for a conversation starter. Besides Scorpion and Kraven, who would y'all like to see as Spider-Man villains in the MCU?
Obviously, the Kingpin.
The Kingpin doesn't count. We've seen him. I'm talking someone new that we haven't seen.
All right,
on screen.
fine. Someone new. All right.
That's
The Gibbon.
The Spot.
Spot. I was gonna say the spot. I mean, I cited my Tombstone, Hammerhead, Mr. Negative.
Radar.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm going to throw this out there. Like, after this round, maybe someone should step in for Rohith for the speed round.
and okay, maybe to answer your question, how about the Chameleon?
Chameleon would be good. I'm honestly drawing a blank on people
Okay,
I would...
I am
I had
outside
Camille-
my
I had-
appointment, so the alarm shouldn't go off, and I am all yours.
Thank God.
I had Chameleon in my pitch.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
Oh,
maybe
I-
let's not throw out the Chameleon right now.
I didn't.
But you know what? You know what? The thing is I had I had a list of just low tier Spider-Man villains for that opening montage, just to get them out of the way, just so we can have like a rogues gallery of sorts to Spider-Man to go through, like right from the start.
All right.
sure.
I will now attack John's pitch.
All right.
So John's pitch is just basically Kraven going after Spider-Man. At least for my pitch, there are two themes that I'm emphasizing. One, every action has consequences, and in Peter taking on Scorpion, and by extension J. Jonah Jameson, there are consequences for the people he loves and cares about. Two, that I want to approach the theme about how not everyone is worthy of redemption, and not everyone is a person that's marked by tragic circumstances. In the prior film, he's out to redeem and help out these people, but I want to make it clear that both Scorpion and also J. Jonah Jameson are people that choose to be bad, that choose to not care for other individuals, and have their own self-interest, and that's a good lesson that a lot of people need to learn, that not everyone's worthy of redemption, but that doesn't mean you don't try to do good in the world. And that's part of growing up and being an adult.
I just wanted to point out for my stuff, because I did have notes for this stuff at least. I don't know what the hell happened to them, but I did have a thing where I had Doc Ock also at the school, also mentoring Peter, and I was gonna have him basically have the accident where the arms get welded to him because of the conflict with Kraven and Spider-Man at ESU. So the conflict is there's always going to be consequences for Peter's life, whether he has a social life or not. So,
see, but my problem with all of that, there's a lot going on in your pitch, and I feel like that's just similar to sort of the issues that were with Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2. And I just don't feel confident that this could all be executed in a way in which there's a coherent linear plot. At least in my pitch, you have two main villains that are connected together, and there's a tease for further villains in the future. But those two villains are, the muscle with Scorpion, and the brains are sort of the mouth that's framing Spider-Man as his menace, is J. Jonah Jameson. So I'm having two conflicts, one being a physical interactions with Scorpion, and also just the PR media spin between Spider-Man trying to appear to be a good person or appear not to be a menace, but J. Jonah Jameson is just slandering his name. And so those are it. We never had a Spider-Man movie or even really much Spider-Man media where Spider-Man is directly going up against J. Jonah Jameson and has to fight the media battle, has to fight the PR battle. I think that would be good dramatic conflict.
No. That's a great idea. The Scorpion and the Spider Slayers being a like a two-pronged front on Spider-Man. I've had that idea also. I don't know. God damn it! I feel so. I feel so naked without my notes for this because I actually had it like plot line through, and I feel like I'm not doing a great job of trying to describe like what I want for this story. Like I had it so that the
Well, I know what you're going for, John, but I can't help you.
no, I know. I had it set up where like some of the robberies are caused by the mob, some of them are being staged like for Kraven's benefit just to like see Spider-Man in action, and that's why eventually you get the Chameleon posing as Spider-Man to draw him out.
So
The brothers.
my question, John, is like sort of what value, like what is sort of something, what is that Peter learns from fighting against both Chameleon and Kraven the Hunter? Like what is it that Peter...
Mostly just Kraven. It's that he's because of what happened with No Way Home. He decided to like isolate himself, so he doesn't really have a social circle like at all. There's people at school that like try to like make conversation with him, and he's just kind of like aloof or standoffish. He's really only focusing mostly on being Spider-Man. Whatever else he does he does like out of like necessity or guilt, like the money for the Bugle, volunteering for Feast because he feels like he owes that to Aunt May. The internship like for Miles Warren because of his like science, like academic achievements in like science, like it's there. I don't know. I just mine would have been the Scorpion thing, but you had it first, so I went with my second choice. I had like 3 other things lined up for a pitch for this.
Okay, so
honestly, with Kraven, I would have gone with the kind of like make it a quest with Kraven's Last Hunt as well.
Well,
see,
see,
everyone wants to go on.
Yeah, no, I don't want this to be like a one and done movie for Kraven. Like I wanted Kraven to like do this, a Sinister Six, and Kraven's Last Hunt.
I mean, I didn't say you had to like do the whole thing at the end. You could be like have elements of Last Hunt. I guess that's what I was saying.
I did have him like having cancer in the story about why the like hunting Spider-Man was important to him, but I'm all scatterbrained without my actual.
Okay, notes. So I'm gonna cast the first vote here. So I do like both pitches. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I like what John's going for there with the whole. Okay, so Spider-Man again. Honestly, both of you hit on the gang war thing, which that's a fun direction with Spider-Man for sure, and it's a direction he hasn't really been in before. And of course, possibly down the road would be the Kingpin. But regardless,
I'm honestly surprised none of you chose like a Daredevil team up.
Yes, quite possibly. So anyway, so I like that you're starting the gang war thing, and I do like the whole brothers Kraven going after Spider-Man. I love that. That's my favorite thing from your pitch, John. The whole thing.
What if we just went like full like street level MCU with like Kingpin, Punisher, Daredevil?
Yeah.
All right, that'd be my pitch right there.
Spider-Man Street Wars.
And here's what you do.
Man. Oh, I'd be down for it.
And here's what you do. Use Scorpion, who's a street guy, as we've established him in the MCU, as the bridging device. You would use him to lead to that, if not just put them both in the movie. And regardless, that's our pitch, but in Bird's what we got. So again, I like the whole ESU setting, the Miles Warren of it all, and then particularly the brothers Kraven there with Chameleon as a distraction, helping out Kraven. I think that was the best thing I heard from John's pitch. Unfortunately, John's pitch wasn't great. I'm just going to say it, John. It wasn't great.
Okay, John, I have all the sympathy in the world for you as far as like losing the notes and being scattered on your thoughts. Like as you guys probably remember, I have been there before, and my reactions had been a little bit more volatile. So, John, I respect you for holding it together.
I do love the research that John put into it, though, like the human fly and the beetle, and like the traps.
Like I love the hammerhead pool. I love the hammerhead pool.
That was that was Rohith. That was Rohith.
Oh God, I'm sorry, I can't keep these together. My bad.
Listen. I have a list of people that I wanted in this movie, either by mention or as a montage. Everyone's on here.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so So that's where I'm coming on that. So, but in regards to Rohit, though, I mean, Rohit had a lot of really good stuff. He had me like, oh my god, we're going to introduce Robbie Robertson in the MCU. And then he really had me from, oh my god, Jessica Jones and Spider-Man solving
Jessica
mysteries
Jones is a really good pool. Yeah,
they're literally Scooby-Dooing this crap. Yes.
Considering that in some mentions, Jessica Jones did go to school with Peter Parker.
I know, which is why I'm geeking out about it. So,
and I can just totally see Jessica Jones and all the nerd jokes with Peter Parker.
So just beyond my already just kind of glomming onto that. I mean, again, I think there was a more concrete just kind of thing there. It's the whole benefit, whole J. Jonah Jameson having been the benefactor of the Scorpion in the comics. It's a solid pitch with obviously a direction for a franchise. So I mean, sorry, John, that's where I'm casting my vote. But let's see how you fare in the other front, Sneaky.
You know what? I'm going to be Dragon. I'm going to play the same game that you played. I'm going to vote for John.
Okay.
Just because I respect the research, I respect the ambition, and I feel for him as far as the circumstances go.
Okay, Jacob.
Thanks. Leaving the tiebreaker to me.
Yes.
John definitely didn't fall far from didn't have a good pitch. I mean, like mainly because of the notes, I do understand that. I mean, not having your notes, especially if you prepared like that, can be a major pain. But But I do really like the idea of Kraven, and I think Kraven's always been kind of a more interesting villain than the Scorpion. I mean, especially if like the MCU Scorpion's going to be.
Kraven is my number one Spider-Man villain that I need to see, and I really don't want him to be played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. I really.
Oh God,
when I saw No Way Home again.
Yeah,
I like paid attention razor focus to like all the silhouettes that are in the cracks at the end.
Kraven's one
I
of them.
saw Kraven, I saw the Rhino. I know there are more in there. Those are the only two I can make out this time. But yeah,
You know what's funny? Kraven was right next to Scorpion in the silhouette.
I know. I keep missing. I want to see a Scorpion. I keep missing him.
Last thing was like especially if like they use the MCU version of the Scorpion, he might not be that interesting, not overall that interesting unless they're like up and I'm up to like major, like up and up majorly.
Regardless, Jacob.
I mean, Michael Mandu can do wonderful things, Jacob.
I don't doubt that. I'm just saying, like, maybe they would improve him if they used him again. But I think.
I mean, don't blame the actor, blame the writing.
Well, regardless, they got to put him in the soup. But we're getting off topic right now.
But I was trying to get to that. But what I'm saying is, like, just based on the spirit of the argument alone, I'm going to go with John as well.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay. All right. What a twist, as M. Night Shyamalan would say.
Right, so that means John Kelling gets the point, and Rohith is down one.
All right. Whoa. Hey, I like how I like when the sort of circumstances arise. You never know what's going to happen on Disney debates. All right.
Speaking of changing circumstances,
heart-shaped herb. That's what I had. I had a heart-shaped herb in this story.
What? A heart-shaped herb from Black Panther?
Yeah, I had it. So Kraven stole one years ago.
Oh, that's cool. Oh my
and
God.
like that's what he uses to like power up to like take on Spider-Man like 1-to-1.
Why didn't you tell me that earlier? I would have
because I was scattered brain.
That's an amazing idea. I never thought of that.
Because Kraven's a colonizing piece of shit, so of course he would steal it.
Yeah.
But the Wakandans have noticed?
Probably,
but the whole point is that Kraven got away with
like
it.
A metric ton of vibranium. There's some holes in the old Wakandan kind of defense systems, apparently.
But the crown prince, the prince, like sold it to him.
Sure,
basically.
It could be that he didn't steal it, but he got it from them.
Fair point.
Like I like this idea of like Kraven did it himself.
Well,
that would be cool.
You could have put in your pitches like he got the heart-shaped herb within the 5 years of the snap.
Yeah, hey.
No, that wouldn't have worked because they were already on.
We're already on.
Okay,
we're already
guys,
going pretty
with Dickovich setting the apartment on fire.
Speed round.
Okay, time for the dit coin. Okay, we're at the end of 3 rounds. Let's go. The coin's optional, guys. Who feels like flipping?
I'll flip.
John's flipping.
All righty.
Johnny boy, let's see how he's playing dangerously this evening.
I hope this works out for you, John. All right.
Hey, John's got 2 on the board. Rohith, how you feeling?
I'd rather not try. No.
Okay,
I don't blame you.
I also like to live dangerously.
All right. Main rounds come to an end. Time for the Spidey speed
Reagan, are we
round.
going to need the coin anymore?
No! No!
No. Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
All right.
Alright, so, what we are gonna need is the timer!
I know. I have that right here.
I know you do!
It's like Dragon, are you
I
having
don't
it?
have the title card yet, so give me one uno momento on
I'm
that.
well
one.
aware of that!
Are you having it any? Dragon, are you having it?
No!
You're not having
Alright.
it.
We're in a hurry! So, okay, so the way the speed round works is it's 30 seconds, followed by a 15-second rebuttal. Whoever speaks first goes first. Now, folks, in the spirit of Spider-Man, because as we all know, everyone gets one.
Oh God.
I am providing a lifeline, as in you can invoke Tiki or Jacob Weil to fight for you after you've established what your picks are, but before you start speaking and fighting. So you have like that moment to decide if you want someone to sub in and fight for you, all medieval style. Do you understand that?
How does that work then with the judging?
Well, no, we don't do the 3-prong thing during the speak round. Like it's just arbitrary. Either I pick or they'll pick, or like one round. Yeah.
If it's from the comments, whoever submitted the question will pick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If we have a submitted question in the comments that you're taking now, I think we acquired a few along the way. By the way,
We have. There is
Yes.
one that I want to get to from Romello Malone, but do you guys? Let me throw it up on the screen. Would you guys be comfortable with this question?
Yes.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go with that one then.
all right. Let's start.
I'll read it out loud just for the audio people out there. And also, just to make it a quick draw, guys, you have to wait until I've read the whole question. But then after I've read the question, quick draw your answer. All right.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Out of these three, which is the best Spider-Man video game? Spider-Man PlayStation 1, Spider-Man 2, PlayStation 2, or Marvel Spider-Man PlayStation 4?
Marvel Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's still two to pick from. So that's the other one?
Like that's there is no other choice.
Yeah.
He wins.
You want to use the lifeline, John? I'm a big Spider-Man 2 fan.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
fine,
I'll
we're
step
using
in.
the
I'll step in
lifeline.
for you. Let's do it.
It's a
Fight
shame
my
that
battles.
It's a shame that Ultimate Spider-Man wasn't mentioned in this.
Oh,
All right,
that is a good one, Jacob. That is a good one.
All right, let me make sure I got this straight, just so we're on the same page. Okay, so Rohith Dhar is going first with Spider-Man 4. Is that correct?
Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I meant
Spider-Man 4.
Yeah. Didn't they do a
Get it
test of that
right.
game though?
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be weird if there was like a Raimi Spider-Man 4 game and not a Raimi
I
Spider-Man?
thought they
4
actually
movie?
developed that, Tiki. I think they might have actually started to develop that at one point.
I'm not sure.
I think
If it's true though.
I think they were making it, but while the movie was being developed, but once the movie got canned, they canned the game too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
They developed those video game movies like while the movie's like in pre-production.
All right. So Romello, if you're still around, please still be around. If you're still around, you're gonna call this round, buddy. You're gonna decide who swayed you.
And this is also the first time that one of us has also stepped in to fight for another person's round.
Yes. Now remember,
Yeah.
Rohit, you can also invoke this yourself. You can have someone step in for you. Haven't used yours yet, so just bear that in mind. Okay.
All right.
All right.
I'm actually excited about this.
Okay, whenever you're ready, Rohit.
Marvel Spider-Man PS4 is the best Spider-Man video game in terms of the swinging mechanics is unparalleled. It is the gold standard for which all Spider-Man video game adaptations start to follow. The storytelling is amazing in terms of the consequences of Spider-Man stopping Wilson Fisk and leading to the Demon's Breath and Mr. Negative and Dr. Octopus being who he is because Peter was just too busy being Spider-Man and not being there for Dr. Octavius. And the sacrifice he makes and letting his mate go, you have a mentor.
John, I'm sorry. 1 second. I keep getting your names mixed up, guys. I'm so sorry about that. Rohit, honestly, thanks for kind of proving my point. Spider-Man has a great story, but for me, I'm one of those people where story does not fundamentally make a great video game. And also my argument for Spider-Man 2 is legacy factor. I understand that Spider-Man PS4 might have better swinging mechanics, but Spider-Man PS2 was the first to do the swinging mechanics in an open world way, and that blew my mind as a kid on the PS2 just as much as Mario 64 blew my mind on the N64.
Honestly, I'm also surprised that the Spider-Man PS1 game didn't make it on this list either.
It is
on the list.
No, I mean never mind. I'm stupid.
All right, okay.
I thought you meant I thought you meant the Spider-Man 1 Raimi movie game, but
right. Okay.
Fuck that game.
Seriously, fuck that game.
All right, anyways. Okay, Rohit.
Just because you're the first doesn't mean you're the best. Spider-Man PS4 is the best swinging mechanics. It has the best sense of fluidity in terms of moving back and forth. The fighting combat is great. The sense of spider sense. The side missions are in depth and provide you a sense of feeling like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
So like I said, I totally respect the storytelling that the PS4 one is going for, but in addition to just being a landmark in the world of open world gaming, Spider-Man 2 also has the incredible advantage of being a Spider-Man 2 based game and having all the incredible memes and glorious PS2 era graphics.
All right, Romello, you're going to call this one, buddy. Please still be here, okay? So we're going to give you a minute to decide, or else I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm going to let Jacob decide this round.
Oh, God. Don't let Jacob decide.
I don't want him.
Jacob's going to be biased.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want him to decide.
I played and loved both of these games. I played
Okay, good, Jacob. Good. All right.
Trust me, I played the crap out of Spider-Man 2. Like, I even remember
Okay, all right. That's I wasn't sure because I know you're a big fan of the PS4 one.
Do you think I just haphazardly gave it the Jacob's our Spider-Man game guy? Tiki, come on.
Like, I still remember
Jacob. I apologize.
Okay, we got it, Jacob.
I'm just saying. I remember the HC Rayard code.
Oh man. All right. I don't know exactly what that one is, but I do remember just the cheat codes in general. That's something I could.
I think that's basically 100% completion. Like, it automatically completed the entire game.
Right.
Like, it was like Treyarch backwards, and then it just basically unlocked everything. You know, your web sync was max. You didn't have to do any of the story missions. You were just bound to free roam the city, which was awesome.
All right, Romello, you still there, buddy?
Yeah, boy.
Honestly, that's one thing I do miss that the PS4 game does not have cheat codes.
I miss that about modern games just in general, Jacob. I really do.
Yeah. You're mellow. Are you out there, buddy?
Is there anyone in the chat?
Well,
he's still here. He's still here. All right. Yay.
Who won? We're all in suspense.
Yeah. Oh God, Romello, did you even hear the debate?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he went away from his computer.
Still here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now.
Don't jinx me, man.
Well, I'm sorry. Try to. Because Romello, we just answered the question that is currently on screen. If you
please, dear God, tell me
stepped out.
Come on, tell me still means what it still means. Come on.
PS4.
We got it.
Awesome. Okay.
We got a verdict.
Sorry, John. I tried.
I honestly would have loved to fight for Ultimate Spider-Man.
All right, so
Ultimate Spider-Man might objectively be my favorite, honestly. That's such a good game.
Being able to play as Venom was great.
And it works better than you would think it would, like mechanically speaking.
Oh yeah.
All right, so it's
it's one of the few tie-in games that's actually canon to the source material.
And the version I had also had the behind-the-scenes making of it too.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're tied up 2-2.
Yep.
2-2.
Wait,
Spider-Man 2 versus Amazing Spider-Man 2. What?
Wait, doesn't Rohit only have 1 point? Never mind, I'm dumb.
All right. Okay,
I'm
not the only one having that problem.
This is why I don't keep track of points.
All right, so let's spin the wheel. Let's go with the big wheel.
Oh boy! All right.
We're talking villains. I'm thinking big wheel.
He was on my list too.
He was.
Oh, God.
I am sorry, everybody.
montage of Spider-Man villains. I had big wheel there.
Okay, so we're going to the wheel of villains. So here's how it's going to work, folks. We're going to spin that wheel. We're going to assign a villain. It's a villain-centric question, and I will reveal the question after we've assigned who's getting what villain. Now, Rohit, you won the last round. Do you want to spin first or spin second?
Oh, God. What do y'all recommend?
It doesn't matter.
It's up to you, buddy.
You know, I'll spin first.
Okay, Rohit's going first.
I remember reading this random Spider-Man story about the commuter. That was an interesting one.
Oh.
The lizard.
We got the lizard.
I hope your question has something to do with what is the worst villain in No Way Home or something like that.
Well, we'll find out. All right, so once we get the lizard off the wheel, we are gonna have John Kelling spin and see where it lands.
All right.
All right, Johnny boy, let's spin it.
Come on, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Oh, God.
What do you know? Both main Amazing Spider-Man villains.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, are you gentlemen ready for the question?
Oh, this is gonna be good.
All right. Oh, you're right. This is not a straightforward question at all. Here we go. So, okay, which scene between Spider-Man and the selected villain? Is it any scene that takes place between Spider-Man the Lizard or Spider-Man Electro in the Amazing Spider-Man films?
So not including anything from No Way Home.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Sorry. Sorry, no. Here's the thing. I remembered something about the lizard, but then you brought up No Way Home. I was like, oh, yeah, I should include that too. So, sorry, not just the Amazing Spider-Man versions, but I mean technically
I think
the
you
Amazing.
just made John's life a lot easier, Dragon.
Oh
Okay.
my God!
All right. So let me reiterate this. Okay. Any scene between Spider-Man and the villain they've selected, as in the Lizard or Kurt Connors. I'm saying either the Lizard or Kurt Connors as well as Electro.
Got it.
So anyways, any of those characters, it technically could be a Kurt Connors scene if you so choose. Do you improve by recasting either Spider-Man or the villain as a Muppet?
What? This is
This is the Muppet question. Yes.
Dragon, you're crossing the streams, Dragon. I don't like this.
I love this.
It's the obligatory Muppet question.
Okay, so
But the Muppet question and the wheel question should be two different things.
Okay, so here's what we're looking for. I need you to pick a Muppet and who the Muppet is. Is the Muppet? It's
I
only
don't
one
like
Muppet.
this. There's too many layers to
Well,
this.
too bad.
Oh God.
So again, the Muppet's either going to be the villain or Spider-Man in the scene. So just pick a scene that is from any of the movies that these villains have appeared in.
Oh, this bothers me so fucking much. It really does. Oh, all right. I'm sorry. I'll shut up about it, but I just want to say that I am not on board with this.
Oh wow!
All right, so Rohit, what Lizard Spider-Man scene have you picked, and who's your Muppet?
It is the scene between Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man, and Lizard in the high school library with Stan Lee. And my Muppet will be Kermit, and he'll be replacing Spider-Man.
Okay.
Damn it!
All right.
I mean, that's literally the most obvious swap in. So, John, I think you can do it.
All right.
All right.
All right, John. What Electro Spider-Man scene are you going with?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with that scene in Spider-Man: No Way Home. Like after Electro's been depowered, and Max and Peter, the Andrew Garfield Peter, are just having a little conversation after the fact. That little thing about like I thought you'd be black. I want Peter Parker played by Kermit the Frog.
Okay, no, you can't. No, you can't do that though. You can't have another Kermit the Frog as Spider-Man. You got to pick someone else.
Damn it!
It's not even a different version of Peter Parker.
I know.
It's just like that.
Then I'd pick Gonzo the Great as Peter Parker.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Into the Muppetverse.
All right. Let's see how this
The
one goes.
spectacular Gonzo.
All right, Rohit, whenever you're ready.
Oh God.
Go. All right. The greatness of Kermit as a character is just his physical comedy. Him being thrown around all over the place with Miss Piggy is just comedic gold. And having Kermit go up against a lizard, especially in the high school library scene with Stanley listening to the opera music in the background, just elevates the comedic value just up to 11. You have, just the pratfalls, the Kermit's like, oh, all right. It's just like the Kermit voice, it's just the humor to it. And, all that you could imagine.
My turn?
Yeah, John, whenever you're ready, yeah.
Okay, well, I just want to make this really quick and short. I feel like Gonzo the Great is the living embodiment Muppet version of Peter Parker. And I feel like if you switch him out, it basically gets the same scene, if not better. Gonzo is such a great actor. I think he's on par, if not exceeds Andrew Garfield's acting ability. And plus, seeing Mary Jane as a chicken would be great.
So first off, Kermit personifies Andrew Garfield, Peter Parker. He's temperate. He's down on his luck. He just is bouncing back and forth. He has that kind of like energy that Andrew Garfield, that mania. And I think that could be just especially well expressed in just the physical performance.
I get nothing. All I had was Gonzo the Great. It's just basically Muppet Peter Parker.
All right, Tiki, you're going to judge this one.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I was not a fan of Rohit's original statement just because I feel like there's a ton more to Kermit as a character than just like being thrown around in physical comedy. But man, he really won it back around with comparing Andrew Garfield specifically to Kermit. So yeah, obviously I'm going to go with Rohit here.
All right, so that's 3 Rohit, 2 John Kelling.
Uh-huh. All right, Dragon, I feel like you owe me a Muppet question.
I just gave you a Muppet question. You don't get another Muppet question. I mean, Tiki, unless you can think on the fly of a good Muppet question, it's a no-go. That has to do with Spider-Man.
Which Muppet would be the best Spider-Man villain? Just Muppet, just in general. Like, they don't have to be cast as a Spider-Man villain. They just have to be, like, the villain in a Spider-Man movie.
Wait, you mean just the Muppet as the bad
Yeah, just
guy?
the Muppet in general, as themselves, yes.
Oh, come on. That's a dumb. I'm not going to allow that Muppet.
I like
question.
that
We're just gonna
question.
move on. No, come on. That's...
Swedish Chef.
Yeah, there you go. There's
Miss
potential
Piggy.
there.
Well,
Let's do it. Come on.
fine.
Two Muppet questions.
I'm just saying, you don't cross streams with the wheel question and the Muppet question.
We've done it before.
throws
It was
off
your
my
idea to
OCD,
do
man.
it before.
Right.
So, are we still going to do the second Muppet question?
I would like to.
I think it's a bad idea, but we're doing it anyway.
All right, we have Swedish Chef. Who else?
Miss Piggy.
Okay, there we go. See?
Because
What I
Rami-
like about those two answers is that they aren't even like villain Muppets, like someone like Mr. Deadly or Constantine. They're like genuinely just their own personalities. All right, this is going to be a good fight.
Just remind me who has what precisely. So who's going first?
Guys.
Yeah.
Who had Swedish Chef?
Who said Swedish Chef first?
John.
Bork.
Okay, so John had Swedish Chef.
All right.
And Rohit, what did you got?
Miss
Yes,
Piggy.
Miss Piggy.
Gotcha.
And then, Peregrine can make a good argument for Miss Piggy.
All right, John. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Wait, who's the one that was afraid of Miss Piggy? Who are the pigs again?
John is on the side of Swedish Chef.
What do you think of Connor? Connor's terrified of the pig, Jacob.
Oh, that's a Connor, right?
Oh, right.
That's what I meant. Connor would make a good argument for Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like Swedish Chef like works like in a Spider-Man world. Like he was, like he's basically like a television personality chef. Like I could imagine him like getting down on his luck, turning to crime, using his like chaotic cooking skills as a way to like commit like bank robberies and stuff. I don't know. I just would love to see Spider-Man fight like a guy just throwing like screaming vegetables.
Oh god.
Miss Piggy has the qualities and traits necessary for. Well, she could be a great Spider-Man villain. She could be romantically obsessed with either Peter Parker or Spider-Man. She's kidnapped Jack Black. She's kidnapped Aunt May, Mary Jane, Betty Brant, any of Spider-Man's supporting characters, and she knows karate. She can go toe-to-toe with the web slinger in the fisticuffs. And who wouldn't want to see Miss Piggy going toe-to-toe with any of the Spider-Men and have this romantic tension that Miss Piggy's such a great
Swedish Chef has one trait, which is to cook. So that would be his ultimate goal, is to cook Spider-Man. Some villains want to hunt him, some villains want to unmask him. Swedish Chef wants to cook him.
Oh god.
Miss Piggy wants to fuck Spider-Man. So Miss Piggy's going to go out of her way to take everyone away from Spider-Man and be the only love in Spider-Man's life. She can have the gravitas, the melodrama that every supervillain lacks.
Well, Tiki, this is your dumb question. So
I still say that went better than the previous question.
I honestly do too.
Of course you think that. You pitched the question.
I'm gonna go with John. I'm gonna go with Swedish Chef because I love the whole.
Sorry, put the money in the bag.
He really put his argument over the edge with he wants to cook Spider-Man. I did
love that. Just based on the fact that it's the escalation of Craven.
I was not
Craven
very comfortable with the idea of like potentially rape being involved with the Miss Piggy thing. So
there's no rape with Miss Piggy. It's all consensual.
That's her goal, and she'll do it by any means necessary.
That's
she just beats you until you say yes.
That's
that letters. Thanks.
Sounds like a supervillain right there.
Like I kind of like the idea of like Miss Piggy like uses her cover. I
like the idea on paper. I like the idea of Miss Piggy essentially being like a stalker villain. I don't know, if it weren't for the Swedish Chef wanting to cook Spider-Man, I might have picked you, Rohith, but that idea is just too good.
I'm surprised no one brought up
the Spider and Flambe.
No one brought up Spider-Ham during any of that.
Right.
Oh, Spider.
Okay.
It's like I think Miss Piggy would work if she like used her cover was like the fashion mogul that she was, or like the magazine editor that she was in the Muppets, like that 2011 Muppet movie. That would be like an interesting angle to take from that.
All right, guys, I'm going to give you a hard question. This one separates the boys from the men.
Ooh,
the Spider-Man. Yes.
There we go.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, okay. Everyone's asked the big question that was going around by the time No Way Home was around. Was like, who is the better? The question used to be, who's the better Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield? It gets old after a while. So I'm gonna ask you the real questions, the better question. Who was the better Spider-Man, Josh Keaton or Christopher Daniel Barnes?
Josh Keaton.
Christopher Daniel Barnes.
Josh Keaton.
All right, John, was that you first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's with Josh Keaton.
Help me out of judging this one, guys.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, because you ain't seen it.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, before we begin, I'm going to need you to go ahead and watch all 26 episodes of
Oh, wait.
Spider-Man.
Also, all the episodes of the Spider-Man animated series.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Not spectacular. You're going to have to buy that.
We'll be about what is it? About 22 hours.
All right,
No,
we'll
I
just
think
make
it's more
this
than
like a
that.
marathon charity stream. No big deal.
Okay, no,
I think-
anyway. So
Just
I'll,
to keep the folks entertained until then, right?
Thank God we got the Muppets.
okay, John,
Yes.
start us off.
I mean, Josh Keaton as Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, is so fucking good. Like, it has, like, hands down, the best storyline, like, told for Spider-Man, redone for a modern generation. It's exactly what you get for the comics, except it's all streamlined. Like, Spectacular Spider-Man, Josh Keaton has probably some of the best quips while fighting his villains.
Christopher Daniel Barnes is the OG Spider-Man voice actor. I think he would be on par with, say, Kevin Conroy and Tim Daly. And what makes him stand out in terms of his performance is that he can have the quips and just the level of sort of, a little bit of a charm, put on the airs in his quips, but also can have the really dramatic moments, specifically when he loses Mary Jane, when she turns to be water clone, and when specifically Carnage Spider-Man sees Uncle Ben and just like the tremble in his voice and recounting with, the lesson, the mantra, that shows his performance.
Spider-Man, in Spectacular, Josh Keaton, has shown us what Peter Parker's life truly is as Spider-Man from the very beginning. His life as Spider-Man is great and terrible at the same time. He constantly is getting in trouble with his friends, his Aunt May, for being Spider-Man.
This man suffers, like Christopher Daniel Barnes' version of Spider-Man suffers so much, and Christopher Daniel Barnes sells it with like his nose, like I was melodramatic. It sells the drama, sells the gravity of the situation, and his charm in doing this internal monologue is like bar none.
All right, this one's pretty cut and dry for me. I'm just going to call this one. Honestly, John, you talked more about the show than you did Josh Keaton as Spider-Man. You got a little bit in there, but not enough for me, man.
I mean, he is the show. I know
he's the show. I'm aware he's the show.
He's the title character, obviously.
True, but still, I mean, again, I get a whole lot more about the performance of Spider-Man
I mean,
than the other guys. I'm going to vote with the other guy.
I mean, I agree with you, Dragon.
Oh, I'm telling you. Anyway, yes, thank you. Okay. All right. So Rohit's at 4, John Kelling's at 3. So if Rohit gets this next point, he wins the game.
Well, then I'm going to have to burn down his building.
Well, if Dickovich doesn't do it first. For the insurance, of course.
For the insurance.
All right. Okay. We already gave Romello questions. I'm going to keep going with some of the ones I got here. All right. So, okay, here's one that is inspired by someone who isn't here. We're going to have to call it ourselves. I'm pretty sure he's not here. Iron Shell. Sorry. Wait, is Iron? Yeah, it's Iron Shell from the Geekvolution Discord. He kind of pitched this an abstract question, so I kind of made a question out of it. Because this is coming at us next year. Which Spider-Verse character should be adapted in live action?
Miles Morales.
Oh.
Okay. Someone's got Miles.
I almost feel like Miles Morales should be excluded from this, but
Yeah. It's...
I want to say Spider-Ham just because I want to see that in live action.
Okay, you gotta be very careful because if I might lock in on that if you don't give me an answer here. Is that your answer?
Yeah, Spider-Ham.
Okay, Spider-Ham it is.
Honestly, I think a good question would have also been like, which obscure Spider-Man character, Spider-Man version, do you add to Spider-Verse?
Yeah, but we might be adding that one down the line, Jacob. So let's not, yeah.
Hey, well, that was just top of the head. So I like this question too.
All right. Okay, so if I'm right, Rohit, you had Miles. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll make sure. Okay. All right, Rohit, when you're ready.
Miles Morales is the best character from the Spider-Verse to adapt into the MCU and just live action in general. He already has a critically acclaimed video game. There's a critically acclaimed animated movie. His comics, especially the Saladin Ahmed run, is well regarded. He has the elements of being a potential protege, a young brother that Peter never had to look out for, to care for, and to really guide him into sort of what it means to be Spider-Man and sort of the consequences that come with it. And I think Tom Holland can have a really great time when you're a young actor to play Miles Morales.
Whenever you're ready, John.
Okay. Peter Parker Spider-Ham is probably, without a doubt, the weirdest version of Spider-Man like we have today. The damn thing is a spider that was bitten by a radioactive pig, and he's a superhero. I just want to see that in live action. I think it would be weird. I think it would be cool. Have him being voiced by Dan DeVito. You know, the whole shebang. Like, let's just get weird. Like, don't even make it.
See, my issue with your pitch for Spider-Ham is just weirdness. You can't just have something be in a film just for the sake of it being weird. There has to be purpose with. With Miles, you have both comedy with his awkward interactions with Peter and his family and with his Uncle Aaron, and just the drama with his Uncle Aaron, and just how he deals with being Spider-Man because of his particular ethnic background.
Yeah, it'd be weird. That's my only pitch. I admit it. I want Spider-Ham, not even like an adaptation of his world. I want Spider-Ham like in the regular like Spider-Man like world. Like just throw him in there, have everyone be confused, horrified about what's happening. Is he transformed Peter Parker? Is he just some interdimensional monster?
All right, Tiki, I'm going to let you call this one.
You know what? I have to go with John. Just because, first of all, I just think Miles Morales is too easy. It's like, we know we're getting Miles Morales. And also, Rohith, I'm kind of surprised that you didn't lean more into the the young African-American hero angle a little bit more. Like the diversity angle, because I think that would have been a really.
But I should have gone with it more.
Yeah, I think that would have been a better like big kind of like main driving force of the argument, more so than like the dynamic between Peter and Miles, which I think was your big driving force. So yeah, I'm going with Spider-Ham just because I do love the idea of like it is an out of left field pick, but I love the idea of like the MCU characters just genuinely having a horrified reaction to it. Plus, Howard the Duck exists in the MCU, so it's not like Spider-Ham would be that out of the realm of possibility with, with the cartoonish.
Yeah, Howard was in Endgame. He fought with the Avengers.
like my two picks would have been either Spider-Man Noir or Spider-Woman or Gwen Stacy Spider-Woman.
Spider-Gwen would definitely be good. Spider-Man Noir, I'd love to see, but it'd be really hard to pull off.
I mean, like it could be like a time, like an alternate, like an Elseworld kind of thing, even in the MCU.
If I had it,
sorry, maybe they could do like a Spider-Man Noir series or something.
Yeah. All right.
If I hadn't gone with Spider-Ham, I would have picked Penny Parker, just because I want to see what her life is like.
Oh, that's solid. That's solid.
Yeah.
But I only picked Spider-Ham because, God, that would be so weird to look in live action.
Okay. Anyway, so it's a tie. Okay, so it's a tie. Next point wins the game. Tiki, should we go with a question in the negative, a quick draw, or a Ramella question?
What was the first option? I'm sorry.
Okay, we have a question in the negative, as in it's the worst of something. We have
let's do that one. Let's do that one.
Okay, worst scene in a Spider-Man movie.
Ooh. A lot of good options there.
Worst scene.
All right, I got mine.
The opposite of good.
I got mine.
All right, what do you got?
Electro talking to himself in his apartment in the mirror.
Oh, God, that's a good one.
I got one. It's an unconventional pick, but Tom Holland, Peter Parker accidentally calling a drone strike on Brad in Far From Home.
Okay. All right.
All right, so Just want to make sure I got who said who first and everything. Okay, so Electro was first, and that was John. Was that you?
Yes, that was me.
Just want to make sure. Okay. All right. Okay, we're good. And Rohith, you got Rohit, you got the drone strike. Okay. Yeah, whenever you're ready, Johnny boy.
Okay, so the scene where Electro's talked to himself in his apartment, especially singing himself "Happy Birthday" as if he's talking to Spider-Man, is so bad in every regard. Like just his design, like the whole somewhat crazy angle for Electro, it's just terrible. I don't know why they did that. They even make fun of it in No Way Home. Like everything about him, they had to change it just to make it better.
All right.
You have a scene where a teenager actively unleashes a drone's army to kill a fellow student, and it's played for comedy. And the implications that aren't even touched upon, that the fact that a billionaire has left like basically killer drones in the capacity of a teenager who has no military experience, is not under adult supervision, and it's played for laughs. And the fact that No Way Home, there's clear consequences for Stark Industries giving out technology to a minor. That seems nuts.
Okay, so the whole thing about the drone strike, it's an accident. It's a story plot point. It's touched upon in the movie with quote unquote Fury yell at Peter Parker, and it's probably another decision about why Peter gave Mysterio the glasses.
The fact that the scene is just played for comedy and not played for oh my god, like a classmate is going to die. It's a clear misdirect. It's a clear tonal difference between what's in the script and what's on the directed. With Electro, it like Max talking to himself just shows how sad he's a character.
Okay, I know where I'm leaning on this, but I'm gonna let Jacob decide your boys' fate.
I have to. I'm the game winner, the game decider, I guess.
You're the decider. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. It's honestly kind of interesting because I honestly disagree with Rohit's take on the whole play for comedy. It actually is kind of played seriously. I mean, there is a joke about it, but overall it is played seriously, which John himself did mention that it was like a story element, and as he played, it's just Peter being a kid and making a mistake. And I think he actually defended his point and talked about his own point more than Rohit did. So I'm going to go with John on this one.
Okay, that means John Kelling wins.
All right.
I win. The money is mine. My money.
John, there's no money.
Oh,
John,
I was told there would be money.
I believe you were told there'd be a check.
So it's like the ad said there'd be money.
I was told we would have punch and pie. We don't have punch and pie.
Okay, well now we've just gone to South Park. So.
I hope either Rohit or John gets
the ad said three.
God damn, we don't have any punch and pie.
The ad said 3,000.
Well, you went way over 3 minutes, John. That's why.
Right. I would say that was a pretty tough question, surprisingly, because I was thinking about bringing in stuff from Spider-Man 3, but it's like those.
I'm surprised neither of you picked the dance scene from Spider-Man 3.
did?
Not the emo Peter dance, but the ballroom dance.
Yeah, the jazz club.
Yeah, not the ballroom, the jazz club. Yeah. That to me would have been my answer.
Yeah, I hate that drone scene, so I thought it was too biased.
Dragon, I had a reaction to him picking the drone scene because I know how much you hate it.
Yeah, so obviously I had to take myself out of that one.
Right.
I mean, I'm hearing both points, but still,
there's other ways to show. Like Electro being lonely, maybe even a little bit mentally unstable. That was way too hammy for.
Okay, I will admit your description of the Electro stuff definitely gave me a laugh for sure. Like it's the Electro stuff is just ridiculous. It really is.
They went so far on it. They basically apologized for it in No Way Home.
Right.
And that's kind of why I went with him for That's why I chose him. And I think he had the better argument, and obviously I don't mind the whole drone thing as much as Dragon does, apparently.
Right. Well, I mean, still, you did vote objectively, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Don't worry, the money's in the mail.
Like, I voted based on the strength of argument.
Right, good.
So, guys, I think this is a really solid debate. I think we had a lot of really strong back and forth. I don't think there was ever one obvious front runner the whole time. I think both of you should be proud. I really like this one.
Man, that's I'll one day win another debate. Hopefully, this is like yeah. Again, I thought my Star Wars debate win seems to be more of a beginner's luck. Although I do have gone against good debaters, good competitors.
I mean, in all honesty, like I won my very first debate too, so that's like.
Well,
and
I can't exactly claim to be a master debater, but
and who knows, Rohith, maybe you and I will face off one of these days.
Oh boy.
Perhaps. Maybe with Star Wars. I hate Star Wars. That'd be great.
Okay.
Romello agrees with you with both your picks, but also throws in the emo Peter Parker dance in Spider-Man 3.
Here's the thing for any of the Spider-Man 3 scenes, like I feel like the argument can be made. It's like they're so bad, it's good. It's
totally. I would say outside of the jazz club scene, the jazz club scene really doesn't sit well with me.
No.
I don't even remember the jazz club scene or the electro thing.
It's like, really? This is how he goes too far with Mary
Yeah,
Jane? It's like a
yeah,
really
that's
just
the
extended
thing, yeah.
weird dance number and he accidentally hits her.
I love it that it's like a really awkward cheesy dance number that like ends with him backslapping Mary Jane.
Ooh,
It's such a total whiplash. It's like, holy shit.
Domestic violence in a Spider-Man movie?
Not even like intentional.
Okay, you know what the funny thing is that I read the Peter David novelization of Spider-Man 3, and believe it or not, that scene actually plays really well in book form. Partly because Peter David's just a damn good writer.
Let me guess, there's no ending on this.
No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. But the important part is we actually get the internal monologue of Peter Parker as it's happening. And so
we
it's
have
like,
no weird lady going, that is hot.
Here's an interesting question. What would be the worst scene from Into the Spider-Verse?
Oh, that is a good question. Damn.
Oh,
that's tough, man. Jesus.
Well, it's one we might file away, so who knows?
That's honestly like an existential crisis kind of question. It's like a philosophical question.
What is worst?
You know what? I think I might have an answer for worst.
Okay.
Just like out of a process of elimination, like Peter just like kind of having a moment to like apologize to Mary Jane. It's not even his Mary Jane, and it's like they're supposed to be sneaking in. He's gonna ruin the whole plan if he doesn't shut up and keep on going.
See, but I think the point is that like this version of Peter is such a like screw up, and like he's so like emotionally distraught that even though it's not his Mary Jane, like it's just him. Like
I think it gives him like the courage he needs to talk to his own Mary Jane.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're over 2 hours now, so we need to wrap this up.
No more debates.
Okay, so let's shout out our commenters. The ones
all right,
that are
so
not
big
in the
thanks to especially Romello Malone, who is very active, but also LEB and also MJ randomly for giving us like a very helpful prompt to help us through the fire alarm situation.
Yes.
So
I wonder if Romello could probably come in like do one of these debates if he's willing.
You know, I'm willing to bet dollars and donuts the Tinker messed with my fire alarm.
Totally.
You're right, the Tinkerer.
But to what end?
All right, Dragon,
it
please take us
wasn't me.
out.
I was here this whole time.
All right, folks. Remember the pay your rent on time, and see you around, Spider Friends.
All right, guys. You know what time it is?
Pizza time.
Pizza time. All right, we're gonna go have some pizza, guys. See you later.
Pizza?
I'm buying.